Hello, hello. Not much to address prior to the run, so let's get right into describing the ship. Alright, so advantages-wise, this ship has a lot of things actually going for it. You'll notice, I'll just address this first because it's a bit of a big one, but there is no boarding on this ship. You do not start with it, and this is probably the largest weakness on the ship. It has one other that's a little minor. It's not too bad, but the big one is the fact that this ship does not start with boarding. Now, everything else other than that, and the other disadvantage I'll get into really briefly, it's pretty good. Like, the armament is 2 power, and you can run into some issues, like if you take 1 damage to your armaments, it can hurt a lot. Like, it's a lot easier to lose your firepower with it. But it is 3 shots with 2 power. That is pretty efficient and can work pretty well into the later parts of the game. You also start with the incendiary missile, which also comes with the missile bay. And just like having missile bay is it's a good system, and you can put new templates onto it that are going to be relatively good. And also the template that you start with is really good to have. Like, incendiary missile can put in so much work to the point where you can actually use this as like a majority of your hull damage through incendiary missile and boarding. And likely it'll be happening in this run, unless if something overshadows it. You also start with a God King Mantle as your module. It's nothing special, but it improves your chances of getting like a really good reward with the choice rewards. And lastly about this ship, on the positive side, is your crew composition is very good. Like, Gene Soldier is a fantastic crew member. He's just a really good boarder once you do get boarding. And Scribe is just, it's Purify. It's great. Purify is useful into all 3 of the bosses to some degree, and is generally useful outside of it anyway, so it's just a really nice spell to have, and it has a lot of impact on the bosses, so it's something you usually strive for, so just starting with it is quite nice because you won't have to go around looking for it. Now, I'm gonna get Graviton here. Not only to help my Doomweaver, but actually primarily to help out this Incendiary Missile. I won't be able to do a lot of boarding early on, or at least good boarding. The most I can really do is Doomweaver. And what they'll allow me to do is, if I see like even a 1x2, but a 2x2, because this Incendiary Missile spawns 3 fires. And so what I can do is I can fire the Incendiary Missile into a 1x2, but more likely than not a 2x2. And I can consistently get 1 damage off of that, and I'll still have the fires to delay repairs or to spread and cause even more havoc on the enemy ship. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good in general, and it's like right now, and it's also going to be quite good for later on when I have something like, say, better boarding. Alright, I'm going to put a Graviton shot into shields so I can do maximum damage with this salvo. Put 2 into armaments, and then 1 into shields, because 1 into missile bay doesn't actually do anything for me. It's more so to cover if I do, miss on some of those rather than not. Because if I miss on like some of those shots, I do want those to be in shields. Alright. Like 1 damage on shields and 1 damage on armaments or something as such. Alright. Let's get a husk here. Not much reason to get anything else. I have more than enough munitions. Okay, so what was that little disadvantage I was talking about earlier? It's specifically with your 15 HP crew members, which is kind of why when I got the husk, I kind of remembered about it. So with these 15 HP crew members, putting it like where this husk is right now, this doors, this operating table here and here, and the sensors, all of those are far from a door, which means because they are far from a door, if I get a boarding event into some of these rooms, what will happen is you may not even get an opportunity to like run them out of the room so they don't die. And particularly with starting with the scribe, you have to be very careful where you put him, because if you just get a little unlucky with some events, you can be in for a world of hurt by losing your scribe to something that you couldn't prevent just because of your positioning. So you have to be very careful with how you position your 15 HP crew members on the ship to stay away from these operating tables with them. Or at least be mindful that it can happen. The scribe is particularly bad because, so say I get gravitoned and I get a boarding event and there's 2 in here, I can still purify and then run this husk out consistently, and there's a good chance he'll survive. But if it's scribe who gets the graviton and he's operating that table, what will happen is the purify doesn't allow you to move for a couple seconds, so that can be enough time to get your scribe killed. So it's more of a scribe thing, but it can happen with husks as well. But it's a less of an issue if it's not your a caster that wants to use their cast to get out of their situation. Alright, let's move these guys again. Nice. Alright. Do I want to board? I think I do. I'm gonna board here and I'm gonna kill him for some evasion bonus. Or, well, evasion bonus. More of just reducing his evasion. Alright. Let's slap shields. Is this 2 power? It's 1 power, so I'll put 1 there, and then the rest will go elsewhere. Alright. I can purify that and repair 2. Nice. They'll repair shields, and that'll be fine, because I'm just gonna do another salvo. I could also just recharge the Gravic Lance I got briefly. And that should be more than enough as well. Nah, yeah. If I got like a triple miss there, or really a double miss, I would have probably just turned on Gravic Lance and game bowled with that evasion. Terminus Bane is interesting. It could be cool. Husk is probably the best consistent reward, but I'm gonna get Terminus here. Husk isn't like a huge boon. Like, it's nice, and it's probably the best one. But with Terminus, what I can do is I have a late game way to build my ship now. Alright. Let's go to the mechanic here. Siege Beam and Rift Bomb. Both of those are very good. Not much else is here though. I think I'm going to get Rift Bomb here, and it's not often I'll buy templates, but Rift Bomb is good enough to the point where I can like do it in good conscience. And also, like, a little bit of disadvantage about the ship is that it can struggle into possessed ships. Like, even when you get boarding, you'll still kind of struggle into it, because this armament is on the slower side. Like, its armament can struggle. So, getting a template that can, like, help you when you are struggling in those fights is beneficial. Alright, I'm going to put a Rift Bomb into their shields, because I want to make this fight a bit quicker. Alright, let's put Gene Soldier into O2, so I can take that. Alright, Retributor into armaments, and then I'll put a Retributor into shields. Yeah, we can still repair one. Not much I can do to interrupt. Actually, there is a lot I can do to interrupt it. Just kill them. Alright, 13 scrap. Let's move on. Overall, pretty good first sector. probably the biggest thing there was the Rift Bomb, just to help with some fights when I really need it. Okay. All of these are fine. Probably gonna go Technocult here just for the Shrine. Technocult Shrine is really good, but situationally, of course. Situationally being like sometimes you'll just prefer a shop over it, and what can happen is like, say I get Machine Shrine here, what can happen is both shops will like appear above it. And you just won't be able to path it. Or like, say this, yeah. Oh, actually, it is just like this, where I can go to Machine Shrine here and I won't get a shop. But yeah. Because this shop is very good. This shop is also quite good. So it's down to, do I want to go shops or do I want to go shrine? And I think the answer is I want to go to this shop specifically? No. Okay, this shop is actually quite bad. And it's because you can't get the shop here. So I would prefer to go to this one, because then I can go here, Fortress, and then move. I could also just go Shrine shop there, but I think I'm going to go to this because I do still benefit from systems. Oh, that's not good. Alright. How do I do this fight? I want to teleport in here, but I don't want to kill that Tusk if I could. Looks like I'll just have to. And at least I'll be able to reap something from this because I won't have to deal with someone else banging on my Doom Weaver while in the room. By that I mean attacking. Don't think anything else from that. Alright, let's kill this Husk. Get one more damage down. Alright. Where is this going? There. Alright, Scribe can repair that breach. And I took 2 damage there. Alright. Sucks, but it's fine. Alright, let's repair that breach. And that should kill them. Yeah. Alrighty. Moving on. Agree to help. Okay, we got a possessed ship with O2. Neat. Not a common event. Alright. Let's hit on this, the Bloat Mite. And then what I can do is I can path here and then kill the Bloat Mite in shields. Let's hit the Demonic Heart here because it'll force repair on it. Right, and then I can put the other 2 into it because I'll actually get full damage value out of it. Now, the Possessed Corsair does suck that he can repair, but it should be more than... I should be more than able to just absolutely farm this guy for hull with both weapons, stalling Shield's Repair with the Retributor 1, and just stalling the Possessed Heart with the other one. Although I did miss, which isn't great. I have the Graphic Lance in the back to deal with situations like it. Yeah, there you go. Neat. 25 scrap. Go here. I'm going to try to find boarding if I can. Oh, free husk. But it might be a little bit like the only option I really have right now is probably Launch Bay. I don't see myself... Well, with this upcoming system shop... Oh, another crate. Holy. This is 2 armament crates and pretty close together, honestly. Anyway. Another lance. Okay. But the only boarding option I'm probably going to have is Launch Bay, but with this upcoming system shop, I will have access to like heavy translocator, which would be pretty perfect on a ship like this, because you have our lovely Gene Soldier that can slot it in really nicely. Like, he has enough base HP where I don't really need to put a shield on him, so him using heavy translocator is more than fine. I'm gonna use a Rift Bomb here, just to accelerate the fight. I don't want to risk anything. Alright, Electro Baton, that's quite good. I'll put that on Doomweaver for now, because you're the only one boarding. And it'll actually end up doing more DPS as well, because of the +1 against under 50 HP. Another Electro Baton. Holy Scepter is really good. I like this weapon. Like, Purifying for every kill is pretty effective. Like, so say you're fighting Necrobarge as your final boss. This is like the weapon for your anti-boarding crew member, because you know, just continually purify everyone, because you're gonna be constantly killing bloat mites. Seraphic is pretty good here, because I did get 2 lances. I think I'll actually sell Retributor 1, get Seraphic, and then operate with both of these lances, because I'll always be charging one, and I don't really care much about Ret 1, so I'm more than okay with selling it. I'm gonna put Siege Beam here. I want to put Shield Charger here if I can help it. Or Hull Reaper, and then I can put Shield Charger here. This, like, I consider this to be the best room and this the second best room to put systems on. This is probably one of the worst systems, and this is probably the second worst. Just because of its proximity to crucial systems. Like, this room has decent proximity to the weapons room, so you can easily get, like, some crew there. Same with sensors, but, like, this one only has proximity to sensors, while this one has proximity to engines, shields, armaments, and I'm sure you can see the trend there of why which room is good. Alright. Let's... Actually, I'm gonna let him in, because it'll just stun him, and I can get some free damage on him. Alright, and then we can recall. Who knows, that damage might be relevant. Probably not, but good. Alright. You all go to repair shields. Alright. Fire. 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 Yep. I'm gonna power Energy Lance because Energy Lance has a longer cooldown. This one only has 5 seconds, so I can pretty easily get that one back on. Just by charging it. It'll charge really quickly. Alright. Path everyone back to where they need to be. Alright, place that into... I'll place one into each this time, and then Graviton to delay the repairs. And then that should kill them, hopefully. Nope. Well, thank goodness for Seraphic. Alright, 20 munitions. Alright. Oh, it's quest notes up here. So I could just go to quest node shop system. It's not a bad shop per se. Like, consumables is decent. Like, this shop, both of these are kind of like on the same level. They're not too great, but they both have systems. It's really down to, do I think this planetary assault is more important, or this quest node? I'm actually going to bank on the quest node this time. It is a... I forget, I'm not too familiar with the newer quests, and I know this is one of the newer quests. But I know that they can be, and most of them are quite good. And if this is a 3-step one, it's probably more than worth it to go for it. Alright, let's just recall everyone. Well, everyone, just Doomweaver. Alright, 15 scrap. Because fortresses can be good, but they can also be quite anemic. Like, they can be pretty bad. Whereas this quest node is probably more likely to be just good. To a degree where I wouldn't, like, miss going to that planetary fortress. Okay, it's the box. I believe I open it. Yes. Yes, we opened the box. And then I should get a reward after this. Let's grab a ton. Yes, yes. Alright. Do be a little careful, like if your enemies spawn with heavy disruptor, you really have to keep on the ball with that. Because if you don't dodge heavy disruptor when it fires, like if you want to dodge ion, you can briefly depower your shields, and it's pretty likely that it's not targeting your shields directly, it's just trying to shoot your ship at some system. Letting the ion through can be life-saving, especially with heavy disruptor, where it does 15 seconds of ion onto your shields, can open you up to a lot of damage, especially like on 1 and 2 shields. It'll do the same thing. Alright, there we go. Yep, this is a triple quest node. Neat. So the third node should be either just rewards or a long fight with really good rewards. So in any case, it's going to be pretty good. I meant to actually teleport there, but whatever. I'm going to keep moving my Doomweaver, because I don't want the Doomweaver to get stunned and then be forced to, like, I don't know, take damage. This is a classic example of, like, where you can just disable your shields and avoid damage, but I just didn't see it in time. When I really should have. Okay. I should just be able... Oh, I should have disabled Breath Bomb there so I didn't eat my Seraphic. But, whatever. Oh, I got a miss into that. That sucks. Okay. Let's dodge it this time. It's not gonna matter because I disabled them. But... Alright, let's power Energy Lance. That one's more valuable to power for the logic I mentioned previously. Alright. And let's Energy Lance. Then hit that. Dodge the Ion again. That should kill them, but if it doesn't, I'll just shoot them again, and it will be fine. Rift Bomb, but for free this time. It's 20 scrap. It's worth more than all of this, and I already have stun. This is a better form of stun, but I do want my, my scrap more. So I will just sell the Rift Bomb. It sucks that I bought it, because then I could have gotten, you know, 40 scrap, because I didn't, you know, buy it, but yeah. Havoc Maw is going to be a pretty nice weapon. Quite like it. Alright. Bolt Cannon. Good weapon. I could get Macro Lance. I could just build into the lances this time. Or I could do heavy energy as well. Or I could go launch bow and play normally. Both are good. Like, the macro lance would be better right now and through the run, whereas launch bay would be better for the boss, essentially, and later into the run. Because I'm going to need boarding at some point. It's really, do I want to get it now, or do I want to do lances? Lances can be relatively boring, because it's just fire and then shoot even more. I think I'll just do launch bay, it's more consistent. And I'll go to this 2x2, because I have one system slot left, and that's going to be for shield charger, likely. Alright, let's get one power for it as well. I don't like putting my scribe there, but I will. Actually, I'll put Scribe here. I'm more happy with that. Alright. And I'll get one antidote for Necrobarge. Even though I do have Purify, one antidote is still going to be pretty good. It is 2 minutes of immunity. Alright. No special sectors on Sector 3, so kind of no-brainer to go here. This is terrible generation. Like, I have to go to Quest Node or Shop. Definitely going top route, though. And then there's no crew shop here, and I have to choose between mini-boss and shops. This is not great, but I'll path to the top and I'll decide what I want to do when I get there. But this is not... Oh, hold on, let me purify before I do boarding. A little thing with Purify, you can actually Purify before your jump, and you can, you know, get a free 10 seconds of Purify. But I'm just not going to do that here because I'm too lazy. Because it usually doesn't show itself to be useful throughout the run. It's very good for the bosses, but usually not outside of that. But very occasionally it's going to be, like, insanely useful. I probably should have put that into Missile Bag, but I didn't. Alright. Let's just slap some Seraphic on this guy. Yeah. Alright. I'm not really carrying a bone shrine, so I'll go around it. Demand reparations. 66 scrap is really good. Now I have a lot of scrap. I could definitely go to the shop. Alright, let's teleport in here. Alright. Yeah, I'm just absolutely farming these guys, taking virtually no damage. Alright. Definitely choosing between those two nodes, so may as well make that my only choice between those two nodes. So, go here. Make the best of this. This feels like a Death Knight ship. It isn't. It's just... Oh, it's is it Gorgothian Legionnaire and something else? Probably is. Or it could be 2 Gorgos. Oh, no, 3. Usually when you see these higher HP crew members earlier, what it can mean is that there's going to be a less... Oh yeah, it's just 3 Gorgothian Legionnaires. And that can usually mean 2, 3, 4 member crews at this point. But yeah. Quest node. Or crew contracts. Both are very good. Both are quite good. Because this is the 3rd phase of a quest, which means there's good rewards here. Or I play more consistently and try to get, like, crew and some equipment. Like, both of these shops aren't good. I'm probably going to the mini-boss, so I'll go to the shop here because mini-boss will give me good scrap. Gorgothian. And Enforcer. Definitely getting you. The question is, do I get Enforcer? Because then I could have 4-man boarding like that. And then I could get the Purify Staff as well. It appeared again. Machine Rifle is actually pretty good. I am actually a fan of this weapon. I think it's better than Machine Cannon, which the movement penalty can be quite nasty. Whereas this one is kind of just Machine Cannon, but like 1 DPS less, but you actually get your movement. Which I think is better, at least earlier on. Like in the late game, when your boarder is only boarding and he's doing nothing else and he's just sitting in a room doing DPS, then it hardly matters. But like earlier on when this mobility could matter, I quite like machine rifle. I usually don't buy it though. Enforcer. Do I get Enforcer? Definitely upgrading that. Enforcer, Forcer. I have stun. Which means he would probably operate decently. I'll put this antidote in scribe. I think I will. Just so I have my 4 main boarding confirmed. Like, this is my 4 main boarding at worst case scenario, and they're all good crew members for it, so it means later on, all they have to worry about for them is equipment, and I don't have to look for crew anymore. If I don't need to. Except, this is a bait, don't do this. Always accept here. It gives you, a, like, smother or noxious blast, and both those are not worth it. When you could get just a scrap reward, which would be much better. Alright. You go here, and let's put them both over. All 3 of them over, rather. It would be oh, that is a lot of firepower here. I'm actually going to have to lance this now, because this is a longer cooldown than the Hull Rippers. And then I'll Graviton to help these guys out. Alright. And that's Havoc Wall coming into play there. It's Charge Rift Bomb. It's actually... I can't really recall, can I? Because all of this is poison, it'll take them a little bit to get out. I'll take less poison, but I would rather do damage rather than not. Alright, hold on. Let's Doomweaver into the same room to deal the damage. Alright, then we can recall. How much poison? 11? If I could help it, I want to finish this fight, like, right now. Because then I can Purify on the next jump. Okay, I'll just Purify right now. Rejuvenates. That's pretty good, especially for my boarding crew, which doesn't have, like, the highest base HP. I'll get that. And I can, funnily enough, I could probably replace Purify, if things come to it, but I won't do it yet. Alright. I could either 2-man into weapons, or I could 3-man into Missile Bay. I think I'll 3-man into Missile Bay, and then use lances immediately into weapons. Yeah, and I'll Graviton that. Nice. And then I'll be doing a bunch of killing here, and then let's teleport you here so you can get the kill. Yep. Alright, teleport back. Purify. Alright, that was good. 2 breaches. Just repair these. Nice. Okay. That went pretty well. I prevented all the damage there. His armaments were pretty scary, being how large they were. Alright. And warp into here. Probably gonna do level 2 shields before I go to Necrophage. This is Necrophage because it is a Death Cult sector. And level 2 shields is kind of like the bare minimum I ideally want to go into Necrophage with, because Necrophage has the, what you call it? It has the Thunder artillery, which has 2 shots, and you want to be able to fully resist that, because it has a Storm that does 3 shot, and then it has a Thunder that does 2 shot, and they're not well synced. So you'll take 1 damage from the normal Storm, you'll recharge your shields, and then you'll tank the Thunder. The Vortex Launcher can sometimes get in the way of that, because Vortex Launcher can break your shields, but in general, you should be able to resist it, although not always, because, you know, RNG. Kind of depends on, well, it's not really RNG, it's more so, like, coincidentally, that the Vortex will fire at them right before, or rather, before the Thunder sufficiently that it will break shields at the right time for it to get through. Okay. Do I have... Alright. We're going to have the med drones equipped because they could be very useful. Because I don't want to use Rejuvenate on my Scribe yet. Oh wait, hold on, I could just use on you. I forgot Yoda, free slot. That makes things a lot simpler. But I'm still gonna have it on because there's no reason not to. Alright. I'm gonna board all 3 of these guys into whatever room that launch bay decides I get. And I'll teleport Doomweaver separately. And what I can do is I can put lances into their doors, so even if I don't get into shields, I can still run into it. And I have 2 lances, so I have 2 attempts at it. So, yeah. 3 Purify, although it's not really... Oh yeah, actually there's one use for it on Necrophage, and it's the Drain Strength on this Greater Necromancer right there. Alright. Turn off O2. Okay, 2 directly into shields. That's pretty lucky. It saves me some lance charges later in the fight. Alright, so let's go in there. And I might not even need to board Doomweaver yet. Okay, I can disable this lance. In fact, I can actually take some out of shields right now. Alright, Graviton now. Alright, he pathed out of it because other crew are already trying to path into this room, so it forced the demon that spawned from it out, which is a Revenant, which isn't too threatening. You can get a lot of different demons from this. I think it's any demon, and that can include Warbringers, so you have to be prepared for a Warbringer to spawn. Now, hopefully, I'm not gonna say that and it's gonna happen. Hopefully that won't, but it could. Siege Beam's gonna be really useful here, just to start chugging at their hole. Okay. How do I want to play this? Because I'm very tempted to Doomweaver the Greater Warseer, but I kind of want to save Threads of Ruin for a potentially like later boarding, because I did get 2 charges into shields. So in the phase change, I could then Doomweaver into there and do even more DPS. And it's worth noting that Doomweaver also does have my stun, so Graviton is kind of has to carry here. Alright. I decided that I'll just let that off because I want to save my Threads of Ruin. I don't want to waste it. Alright. I do have to power my shields up. I'm gonna use the launch bay power for it. Alright. Let's rejuvenate. Oh, no, you go back. Alright. But we are rejuvenating. So the Possessed Enforcers deal 5 DPS, so you have to be a little careful about them. Alright, you repair. And... Yep, there we go. And, okay, that was close to hitting Siege Beam, which would have been pretty bad. Alright. How do I want to go about this? Alright, you're getting really low. So I think I have to recall in order to preserve them. There's the 2 shields absorbing the thunder. Okay. Let's take just you 2 over. Because y'all still have good HP. And let's go here. Because this artillery is really annoying. There's not much I can do about preventing damage when it comes to it. Same with the This one here, it's the vortex, not the vortex launcher, the displacement. Oh, the vortex launcher is the missile. Sorry. Displacement caster is the one I was referring to, the one that can break your shields. That's the one you need to be concerned about synergizing with this. Sorry, that's my bad. Okay, and now let's go claim the chest. Yeah, see, it broke my shields there. Let's try to break Jean into there separately and do some sabotage at the same time. Alright, shoot that. Absorb the flare beam. That is good for just scrap. I'm sure I've said this before when I got it previously. I think I did. But flare beam is useless. It's just free scrap. Don't ever use it. If you're curious why, here's the stats of it. And if you can find Inferno Beam, compare it with that, and it's kind of just worse. If you're curious about the breach chance, it is 80%. Okay, you're pathing up, which is good. Because I don't want to actually kill this husk. I was going to, if it came to it, because I do need damage on shields. But if I don't have to kill the husk, I can, like, just ignore this possessed enforcer. And just let the husk do whatever it really wants, really. Whatever it wants to do. Alright, let's do a launch bay here. It's next to shields. And then let's rejuvenate into the room. Because I don't want to recall them yet. Retributor doesn't actually do crew damage, so I can fire that there, and provided I don't get a fire, it won't kill Husk. Although it's less useful now because, you know, I, just blew up the phase change. Now I can start firing a lot more now because I do want to kill this as quickly as I can. Alright. I think I'm just gonna recall here. Wait, yeah. Recall. And let's the Seraphic begin. Yeah, I'll just keep that powered. This should be good. I think the fire killed them. No, it was the siege beam. I got a double miss. Fire did not kill them. These rewards are bad. Obscene isn't really good, because I don't really have anything to use it. Soul Spear is... yeah, it's just bad. Well, I won't say it's bad, but it's definitely not worth it for this choice ward. Necrolurch is probably the worst of the bound demons, but I might just get him anyway, because he's the only one that's relatively decent. Like, Obscene isn't good. Soul Spear isn't really that good either. So I guess I just get a little pet Necrolurch. Hopefully he won't get himself killed like he loves to do. At least I get double proc on Terminus bans when he dies, because he'll spawn a carcass. Alright. Fortresses are in Sector 2 and 4, unless if your exclusion, in which case it's an 85% chance in all sectors that are exclusion zones to get a hit. And also this exclusion is a special sector, so I'll always be going to it. Oh, by the way, fortresses in Sector 2 and 4 will not spawn in special sectors unless if they are Imperial or Death Cult as of current, because those Imperial has Imperial fortresses and Death Cult has Death Cult fortresses. We don't have Blood Cult fortresses yet, nor do we have War Cult fortresses. Alright. Not much reason to go down here, so I'm just gonna take this. Now, Ruins, the exclusion zone fortress, are very similar to Death Cult ones, in the sense that, okay, by the way, you can purify, cannot rest for 3 jumps. But they're very similar to Death Cult fortresses in the sense that they have the rewards are pretty much the same. But they're a little bit easier because they don't actually have armaments that shoot at you. You can take a lot of time on them. You will get subspace rifts on your ship, but the subspace rifts are pretty mild to deal with. They're not that bad. Alright. Let's go to shields. This is a lot of shield levels. And, oh, this is Rift Bomb. Oh, stink. That stinks. Yeah, no. Okay. Interrupt. Thank you. And I got to resist the Rift Bomb in time. Awesome. Okay, it's 18 seconds. That explains it. Lots of scrap. Lots of scrap. I'll get 1 power here, just to make things a little bit easier on myself. I was still at, like, 9, so the 20 scrap power is pretty cheap. Once you get to, like, 25 scrap, though, it does feel a bit more expensive. Alright. Ruins! It's been a while since you've been on to these. You get Pit Lord. He's pretty funny. He's not that threatening as long as you avoid him. You don't need to kill him, though. Alright. But yeah, see? No armaments. Now, there's a good chance... Usually these actually don't have, what do you call it? O2 on them. Usually it's pre-broken, but in this case I just got lucky. O2 is not pre-broken. Alright. Where do I want to break in? Okay, well, I guess you're going here. I can use Doomweaver to claim any one of these sections, and I can use Launch Bay to get to the other ones. Alright, you go here. So a thing with Ruins is that if you're going purely on the infiltration points, you won't be able to claim everything. You need your own boarding. And Launch Bay can improve your chances, but because Launch Bay is random on its room where it shoots the launch bay to, you can get unlucky. And it just doesn't get into some of these rooms. Like, I don't know if that's true here, because this claims all of this. Okay, yeah, I have nothing over here. Well, no, I do. I have O2. This path's there. Okay, so I happen to have a launch bay and everything. But, like, say if I didn't have this launch bay here, I wouldn't be able to claim the slave container. Like, it's not hard for it to just generate poorly. Let's kill these fleshlings. Alright, I'm gonna break down these doors. You path out. And then I'm going to break it down just with Doomweaver. Oh, hold on. This Gene Soldier. So this breach is gonna spread its lack of O2, but it'll do it pretty slowly. What level is this O2? Level 3, okay. Their O2 is actively working against them. Alright, let's recall now. And let's go into their O2 and try to break out. So I'll probably have to kill it, the Hound. Alright, go. Do have to be careful with these husks. I think Gene Soldier is gonna go man doors for now, just to help so like Fleshling doesn't go on my ship and just kill everything. Or kill these 2 husks, at least. You know, may as well break their shields, why not? I'm feeling it. I'll let the Necrolurch actually deal with the stuff that gets spawned in there. Oh, I could Rejuvenate. But I want to use it on my borders, so I'm gonna wait. Okay. Ooh, I do want to use that on Doomweaver as well. There we go. Alrighty. Necrolurch is gonna get some nice value here. Alright, I'm gonna help this Necrolurch a little bit by repairing everything now. Alright. Let's claim this now that Mr. Pitlord has moved. Alright, and then I think I can just threads here. And just kill the hound. Alright, what do I get? Imperial Sorcerer. That's pretty good. Imperial Sorcerer is going to be nice. Hold on. I want to path that Necrolurch into Launch Bay so I can use Rejuvenate on it. Okay, you're pathing out. What? Please. Okay, I got it. Alright, one repair drone. You can go on Gene Soldier because you won't die. If you do die, it's very bad. It's very much incentivized to do that. To not let him die, rather. Alright, let's put Sorcerer on Armaments, and this Husk I don't know what to do with. He's very low HP. Alright, let's go. Alrighty. One little flesh thing. Alright. Go into shields. Let's fireball for no real apparent reason. Alright, hold on. I want to Threads of Ruin this Necrolurch. Nice. Wait, you're poison immune, so you can just take the poison DPS from Carcass. It has 2 poison DPS, so it's worth it. Alright, and then claim this chest. Yeah, and then you can go. Ooh, Assault Shield. That is a good find. Alright. Rejuvenate. Probably should have maybe held the Rejuvenate to get some more evasion. That is Storm. Oh well, took some damage. It's fine. I'm just gonna use the Rift Bomb here, make the fight nice, quick, and easy. Okay, never went. Thanks for the evade game. I appreciate it. And that's why you never rely upon your shot hitting. Always have a backup plan. Have a backup plan for your backup plan. If you don't, it can get pretty nasty pretty fast. Alright, that should be good. Let's board everything, hopefully into shields, but I could also do with engines. Okay, yeah, shields. And then Threads of Ruin in there. And then let's do Graviton. Hopefully they don't protect it, but even if they do, I have Havoc Maul, and it'll be fine. Because I can hit through it. Alright, oh, right, Rejuvenate's on my boarding party. Alright. I'm gonna recall. And I'm going to Rejuvenate everyone. Alright, let's Fireball here. And... Alright, that should be good. These missile templates aren't threatening, as you can tell. They're just Gravic bombs. Yeah, Graviton bombs. So, they aren't gonna do anything to me. Let's Rift Bomb into shields, just to stall out its repair a little bit. I don't want to spend too long in this fight. Because if I spend too long, it could get a little threatening at some point, but likely not. But it could. And that's what matters. I accidentally didn't depower my Rift Bomb there. But it should be okay. Took 2 more damage there because I didn't, but whatever. Blessed Hammer and Disruptor. And this is also still a quest node. Alright, put Disruptor there. I'm never gonna use the other thing, and you can have Blessed Hammer. Alright, that's good. Shop. I'm gonna sell the, probably both Disruptor and Flare, but definitely Flare. Theoric Gate. That's pretty good. In fact, I might get it. Chaos Rifted I will always get, though, because I can put this on Sorcerer pretty easily, and it's always going to be good. Alright. Now the question is, I could play two things with Etheric Gate. Either I replace Rejuvenate, which is something I would not really suggest doing ever, but if you have a good purpose for it, which I kind of do, not, like, I can get by with other things, like I have lances to break doors, but it would still be good. Or I can play Etheric Gate with the Sorcerer, which is probably better, because I can replace Fireball. Because I can pretty easily get this Enforcer off my boarding party and do the Sorcerer. Now, Sorcerer will have 20 less HP, but I won't have to get rid of Rejuvenate, which gives me 25 HP, so I get 5 more HP plus some better HP gain on all my other crew. So it's still good, it's still better. But it's just how much, like, is it worth it to replace Fireball? And I think the answer would be yes, because I already have Incendiary Missile for fire. Because you can do the same thing with Fireball that you can do the other spell, the other thing, Incendiary Missile, where you put the fire in your boarding room, you let it spread, let it do a lot of damage. Like, you can do the same thing with Fireball that you can do with Incendiary Missile, it's just slower. And because I have Incendiary Missile, I'm just gonna be incentivized to not use, really, Fireball there. Or rather, I don't really need to have it around. Like, it's nice, but not needed. Could get Deathmage here and get both of these other two for boarding support, now that I have a lower HP crew member, and I think I will. I am. And, like, this will help burst down crew, and the main thing actually here is Psychic Shriek, the more expensive, the least expensive spell from that. Which, the 5-second stun that Psychic Shriek does for boarding support is invaluable. It is very, very good. I could also get Blood Golem here. It's actually a pretty good anti-boarder. And I kind of need anti-boarding crew. So I will do that, actually. Spent a lot of scrap at that shop. You know, I could spend the rest and get 20 hull. And that's enough to perfectly get 30 hull on the next one. Alright. That got killed really fast. Alright, I don't want to actually board D2. I want to board D2. Actually, no. Blessed Hammer. Blessed Hammer is pretty good. Yeah, because you're going to be doing a lot of good DPS against that, and that the Gorgothian Legionnaire wouldn't be. You have the Havoc Maul, don't you? I might swap that around with Gorgothian Legionnaire. Because Gorgo is one I can board into possess ships, and that's the one where I need my system damage the most. I'm probably going to do that. I should have thought of that earlier. Hold on, I can just cast a Thrall here to help with repairs. Oh, missed. Oh well. I should probably be doing Rift Bomb. Incendiary does nothing for me. Thanks, Necrolurch. You know what? Go back, and you can recall your pets. Your pet crew, pet demons. So you don't need to worry about sending them over. Which means you can use them as boarding crew, it's just that you cannot control them, it is inconsistent. I figured the Necrolich was in there, and it could also just be something else, but I figured it was the Necrolich was still in there, so that's why I fired that. It's also my only amount of information I have on their ship that crew could be in. So it's the only way I can really fire. I'm gonna avoid the shipyard here. I want more scrap. An unholy talisman. Okay. Probably not gonna use it. Sells for 15 though. I don't really like the unholy artifacts in this game, or equipments. They don't seem to be that good. I forgot to put Havoc Maul in the correct crew member. They're usually not that good. Like Parasitic Shield, Havoc Maul, and Parasitic Shield and Unholy Talisman both reduce your HP by 5 to give yourself movement speed. In addition to Parasitic Shield is -1 DPS and Talisman is capped 2 DPS. It's essentially the 2 DPS reducers, but the 2 different ways you do it. And just the movement speed isn't worth it to lose 5 HP. Like, because you really don't need movement speed, and like, you just don't need either, and I would just prefer the 5 HP at the end of the day, or even with how little it is that you are losing. That is a lot of damage. Brawl, go. Alrighty, let's claim. Alright. There's a fire in here. You go here. Now kill. You can use Rejuvenate. Alright, I'm being a little careful with this one. Because the storm firing again would be very bad. Alright, Jean, you go here. You stay. You go back. You go here. Actually, no. You stay and Psychic. Actually, no. Hold on. I don't want to Chaos Rift, though, because I want to keep my Sabotage. So I'm just gonna Terror it. Okay, I don't need it anymore. Alright, let's close that door. And I can Chaos Rift that now. Alright. Bit of a sketchy point. I probably should have gone for the other thing. Alright, I'm going to do it with Rift Bomb. Rift Bomb is more valuable here. Alright. And then that should kill. I beg. Thank you. Yeah, no, I should have gone for the shipyard. Being a little too greedy. Alright. Quest note is here again, but I have to go for the shop because of hull. Alright. Let's upgrade that by 1, and doors by 1. That's probably the best I can do. This is to help me escape from fights if I need to. Explorer. Ooh, Flux Priest. That's not good. I should be able to deal with it with the Thrall, funnily enough. But Flux Priests are very scary. Because they blow up and deal 35 crew damage. That is never fun. Alright, you did your job. Blood Golem coming in clutch. Alright, Havoc Maul, you go here. Actually, I might give someone else arc rifle. I guess you can have it. I kind of want to keep boar pick. It's kind of better than this weapon because it's more applicable. Like, there's not... Like, a unit that has both over 100 HP and is demonic are very few and far between. Like, the only one that can happen consistently in events is Warbringer, which the AI usually don't spawn. Like, the only one that can spawn it are just ships that spawn with Herald of Ruin, which isn't common, or like boss phase changes, i.e. Doom Engine third phase change with the Hellbringer. Outside of those, and like some, like the ruins that you saw earlier, and maybe a future update that could be coming, it won't happen. It just won't happen. Alright. Actually, yeah. Alright. Let's do Mind Bolt into that. Not having Shield Charger here does suck. Here, have some tendrils. Because I can't just board here for free and then, like, ignore everything. I actually have to, like, consider this. Yeah. As much as I didn't want to do that, I kind of have to. If I want to avoid damage. I'm gonna recall. I don't want to risk that. I figured it was gonna be one hull, but I don't want something random to happen, and then, like, I lose everything because of it. Alright, have fun with a lance. Okay, well. Alright, have fun with the lance. Okay, I was gonna lose it if they both missed. Alright, top shop. These quest notes have been abhorrent. Oh, defend. Infiltrators. Yeah, they're kind of strong. Except they are also quite weak. They're very susceptible to damage, but they also have 5 DPS, so be careful. Infiltrators are getting changed in the upcoming update. The next update is going to be localization, and there's just some little changes in there, like SDF interfacers getting a nerf to their DPS and a buff to their HP. It's a 5 HP buff and a -1 DPS to them, so 4 DPS 30 HP instead of 5 DPS 25. So they're generally going to be a little bit worse now, but yeah. Alright, Terminus bands, boy, you were not worth it. And hello, Tower Skulls. Both of these are very good. It sucks to leave one of those behind. And, like, both are gonna be really good. Like, this preserves my HP and this gives me HP and also offensive firepower. So I think I'm gonna go Hull Reaper. Hull Reaper is a little risky, just because of that preservation. Like, if I'm going fully into boarding, Hull Reaper is probably... It's better and worse. Like, I get more damage out of this, but I also risk my hull more. Whereas with Shield Charger, I just risk my hull less. But I deal no additional damage. And so it's like the safe option versus the aggressive option. Nod, shake your head. Which one is yes? Who knows? It's probably Nod. Beeper, beeper. Alright, we're boarding these two guys. Beep boop up. You go here. I have Tower of Skulls and you don't, so you're bad, and I'm better. Alright. You go here, kill everything. And recall. And let's rejuvenate them. Alright, fire. Fire. And fire. Alright. Spreading this damage out pretty evenly. Put a lance into here to disable it, so it doesn't become an issue. The idea is just disable everything if I can. But if I can't, at least disable shields so I can deal more damage. And I kind of got a fair bit of misses there, sadly. But I still was able to disable shields. I did enough damage into it. Alright, we're good. If anything, always try to disable shields enough, and then try to put all the other shots into other things, but that can be risky sometimes. Like, say you get misses, and then you won't disable shields, but you'll deal damage into some other system, and then you're kind of left with, like, you can't compound more damage because shields isn't fully disabled. But you did get damage elsewhere, which on Possessed Ship is fine because it can stall their repairs even more because they could repair weapons first. But it can cause issues on other ships where, because they have crew, they can just repair both at the maximum rate they can. Hey look, the one crew member that Blessed works on. Completely. It's a shame that I am I using it? Shouldn't be. Yeah, I'm not. Okay. Why don't I just put it on Enforcer? I may as well. I might have sold it. I don't know. I don't really keep track of things that I don't, you know, really want to use. Though I probably should, because sometimes it is useful. Alright. Let's do... Okay, that's... That shield breaking there was a little bit, unnerving. Bit on edge. Alright, you repair that. And I don't know why my NG's there. He should be manning shields. But because he is 20 HP, so that means he's less of a risk in 2x2 rooms. Okay, I fired before it. It's fine. Actually, I could probably put you in weapons because it's a 1x2. Both are good. I'll put you in the 2x2 because I don't want to risk the Haas. Oh, though I'm probably just gonna put him into Missile Bay. So I'll put the Blood Golem in there to help protect. I do have Chaos Rift, so I do have something to like force the husk out of the room if something really, really bad happens. But I hope I don't have to come to do that. Quest node's there. That's a lot of Centurions. Ooh, this is perfect. Graviton. He moved out. Alright, and then I should have used Mind Bolt earlier. It's fine. Alrighty. Now that you're both there, I'm just gonna recall, because they have a lot of fires on their ship. What are they gonna do about it? Put it out? Yeah, they're immune, but so many fires on this ship, I'll do a lot of damage in the process. And I can also heal off you. Thanks for the hull. Alright. What am I thinking pathing-wise? Let me look at the sector map. Because I did see the quest node, and it looks fine because it goes into the shop, but... Do I want to really miss out on the shaman? I don't know. Futurescent armor. Immune to poison. Okay. You can have that. If it's Necrobarge, it'll be nice, but I mean, that's the HP I value. Because Gorgo... I don't want to give you double poison immunity. It just feels wrong, although For the plus 15 HP, it is probably the best place to put it, sadly. Because you have -1 DPS innate to you, so your HP's fine. Your HP's fine. And you're the lowest HP, because I can't buff your HP. Alright, well, through armor at least. Alright. But I can through modules. None of these have modules, though. Alrighty. Do I go quest node and go to a mesh shop? Like, I don't need systems, I don't need ship armament, and I don't need missile templates. This is a useless shop. Or I go to shaman. Oh my gosh, I wish this was inverted. Yeah, shaman's better. I'm gonna pre-purify here. This is a Gorshine, so there is a pretty good chance this is going to be all Blood Knights. And then like an Elder Blood Mage in the cockpit. I'm gonna try to prove that though. Alright. You go here. Wow, look, it's all Blood Knights. And it, oh, it's not an EBM in the cockpit, it's a Ritualist. But close enough. Alright. I should be doing a lot of good DPS in here because I have the wonderful thing known as Warpick. That is a lot of DPS. Alright. Psychic Shriek. Did take some damage there from the siege beam, but it's fine. Warpick is fantastic. Alright. I actually will pledge here. Blood Cult Psychers are pretty good. In fact, I would be pretty happy if I found, like, an EBM or something. And same with Ritualist, like, they're all pretty good. Like, Blood Witch is kind of meh, but okay, thanks for the Blood Golems. Like, EBM would be great, because I have that Blood Golem, then I can use the Thrall though. But now I just have 2 more Blood Golems if I want it. And why not? I'll take the Blood Golems. I can still use these guys for Thralls, and the Thralls will help me repair, so why not? And then if I do get an EBM, I'll have plenty of Thralls. So it's like, it's awesome. Alright, you go here. Yeah, I see everything I want to. You go up here. Yeah, alright. Wonderful. It's... I don't even know how to say that. Lusigor and Dragon Astar. Okay. So that... I should put this on... you? And sell that. Oh, I also should probably put this on you. And this antidote, I suppose, can go on you. Alright. 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 HP. Nice. And then 30. Isn't it fantastic? Back up to max HP. With some help with Reaper. That's another ship. That has Blood Knights on it, probably. Yep. Look at that. Doing so good at predicting these. What are these? Blood Witches? With a ship with Blood Knights. That is not common. Hello, Thrall. Oh wait, that's just a Thrall that was on the ship. Oh, Blood Golems. I see. But, like... there... oh yeah, it is a... oh, no, it's EBM. It's EBM. EBM also has a Thrall cast. I'm gonna take a lot of damage here. Ow. Ow. I did interrupt the Storm 3, which is nice. I'll take the scrap. Pressure suit was a consideration there, but I decided against it. I didn't need it. But it isn't bad. Like, I could put it on Gene Soldier, and then Gene Soldier becomes the Omega possessed border. But I wanted the scrap more. That might bite me in the ass, because Pressure Suit was probably the right choice there. I like that scrap reward wasn't really that good in retrospect. I don't know. Put that there. Oh, I'm gonna abduct him. No, I'm not. It already hit. Why am I thinking that? Alright, whatever. Just claim everything. This is Sector 5? Yeah, okay. Let's say this is a Gene Soldier ship this time, you know? I'm feeling like Gene Soldiers this time. It's not, it's Blood Golems. It's Blood Golems, and it looks like priests as well. I know some can have like priests as a partial composition. And yeah, there's 2 priests and then the rest are Blood Golems. Okay. So, it was a Blood Golem ship. That's not one you see that often. But it is a very easy ship to kill. Like, not just because, like, this boarding crew is, like, insane. Like, if you kill all the crew that can repair, or most of it, you can kind of just set a fire, and then they won't be able to do anything, because Blood Golems can't repair fires, and if you killed their thralls, it's 40 seconds for them to recast, and even if they can recast it, the thralls will likely just die to the fire. They don't have a lot of HP, and they also have minus 25% repair speed, so they're not even suited to it. There's the Elder Blood Mage. That could be good. We also have Assault Cyborg, which is also very good. I'll take these. I'll take this, and then I'll take... Oh, Wormy could be good if I board with Elder Blood Mage, but I don't think I will. Because I don't really want to replace Gorgothian Legionnaire. Hold on, who has the Assault Shield? Gene Soldier, right? Yeah. You probably shouldn't have it. But no, I'm stacking DPS against the single target, it's fine. Okay. Let's put these hungering reagents on the engineer, and we can put these split up between these 2 husks. The hungering reagents would be nice for anti-boarding. Alright, you go... I don't know, shields, I guess. And then I could get this gene... Oh, I'll get the pressure suit. I'm not going to pass up on it again, after my logic previously. There's machine cannon. Do I get Gene Soldier here? I could also sell for Assault Cyborg, but I don't think that's worth it. He is very good, but I don't need to do that, so I won't. Okay. Core Worlds. Let's just get to the boss and get this over with. It's Flare. Okay, Flare with Purify. With this stacked of a boarding crew. Okay. This doesn't look good for them. They're gonna get absolutely obliterated. And you can see how bad these thralls are at dealing with fires. If I didn't bring the second thrall in the room, he would have just died. Alright. Let's start to ruin some guy. The nerd. Alrighty. I'm gonna take some damage here. Try to maximize my vision. Never getting to engines in time though, sadly. You claim. Power Axe. That's actually pretty good. I quite like Power Axe. Alright, Rejuvenate. But I'm probably... Yeah, I'll put on EBM. Why not? EBM is a pretty good anti-boarder. Especially when I'm just using them as, like... Let's use all these thralls I have. And then he can alternate as the anti-boarder when the thralls are on the 40-second cooldown. Another one. Another Blood Golem. Alright, let's get a Acolyte here. This is not a crew member I buy often, but I think he's good here because I need people to repair my ship. And he also provides some prevention damage through Force Shield, so he's gonna be worth it. I guarantee it. Alright, go. Ooh, 2x2. This is gonna be easy fight. As I say, famous last words before the fight's hard. Okay, it's Gene Soldiers this time. Where were you when I said Gene Soldiers? Yeah, I'm just gonna board the 2x2 and just try to kill everything in it. It's pretty simple. Not everything needs to be complex. Great. Yeah, this game is pretty simple in the late game if you prepared yourself well in the early game. In the mid game. The game's only hard when you're like right on the curve of being able to deal with enemies, but only if you focus. It's either going to be insanely hard, where you have to both focus and expend a lot of or at least like some consumables occasionally on some fights. Like you can get to that situation where it's very hard, or you can get to this situation, which is often the case for the late game if you play very well, or just not even very well, just well enough, and you can just get to a situation where you don't really need to do much. You just kind of like press a couple buttons and then it just works. And just be a little careful as well. You don't want to accidentally make a mistake and lose everything because you were winning and you weren't paying attention. Alright, let's get some hull here with Hull Reaper. I have a lot of munitions. Incendiary is probably going to fire again. I don't really care. Alright, spent that. Oh, it's not there, it's just piloting. Okay, well I can just put that out normally. AI is a little dumb with Incendiary, so that's nice. Okay, yeah. There we go. And shop. And this is the last node before the boss. Probably not gonna buy anything here. Yeah. Okay. Level 2 that. That'll make the fight nice and quick. And that's all I really need. Yeah, okay. Purify. Let's go. 3 munitions, and let's put this on the guy. Let's put this on you, because the antidotes are useless. Alrighty. What's the game plan? Game plan is board shields and farm hull, and keep boarding shields through the phase change, because I have Havoc Maul, and Havoc Maul can damage through the immunity. So I can just continually do damage. Alright. And let's, I don't know, disable that, because I don't have shield trigger. I was considering disabling the ion, but I don't think I need to. And the reason why I was considering that is because of Hull Reaper. In the phase change, Hull Reaper and the ion can be a little, like, very slightly problematic. But it's probably just better to disable it. Alright. I have a thrall? Yeah, I have a thrall. I could board their ship and use their thralls against them. Alright. Move you down. I don't want to accidentally crew kill you. Alright, now I have tendrils on my ship. I don't need to worry about that. Okay, you go here, you go here, you go here. I'm gonna leave... Which one do I leave alive? Nothing good. I guess I leave this one alive. Necro Lurch, you're gonna kill them. No. Oh, that's not good. Alright, you go on their ship. If you can't stay safe on my ship because the Necro Lurch is gonna be annoying, you're gonna go on the other ship, where you won't be annoying these guys, because they're not gonna randomly Chaos Rift into shields. And you can see, look, it's at 1 out of 4. So if you have Havoc Maul, do note that you can do that. And I shouldn't be able to crew kill them, because they have a tendril somewhere on their ship. and I will not be able to kill it. Unless if my Rift Bomb does it. Which I don't think so. It'll be really weird if the Rift Bomb was actually able to do it, because they are constantly spawning Thralls and Husks at the same time. Alright, reactivate that. And disable. Oh, it could. Bow, bow, bow. Alright, let's just, I don't know, do that. Thank you. Enemy crew reinforcements. I'm terrified. Alright, Graviton. Oh, that's a mind control wave. I thought, so this, the boss has a little wave in the first, third phase with the Abyssal Tendril that spawns out of the ship. So I just thought it was that, so that's why I didn't purify a bit earlier. But it wasn't, so... Yerp. It'll only go on their side if I'm not wrong, but I do forget. That was the, yeah, that was the mind control. Because it had the sound over it where it was mind controlling things. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of not leaving their ship until now because I don't want to get my crew killed. Yeah, this is typical flavor action. Not a very strong fight. Hopefully it gets buffed in the future, but actually, yeah, it probably will. The devs are very receptive to feedback on their game, and they have, like, we kept calling Necrobarge Joke Barge for a while, and then the devs buffed it, and now it's the hardest boss in the game. At least that's generally the consideration that it is. Though in some specific niches, Doom Engine can be harder, because there's an argument where Doom Engine is harder because you kind of need a good, like, setup against it, whereas Necrobarge is just generally hard, but you don't need any, like, specific tools. Like, Doom Engine, you need something to deal with the radial ability, whereas with Necrobarge, you need something to deal with crew HP, but you're almost always boarding, so you almost always have something to do that, whereas with Doom Engine, you don't explicitly have Shield Charger all the time. Like, with this run, I didn't have Shield Charger. But, yeah, that'll be the run. Scrap is a little lower. This is about the average. It's 1400 to 1600. So, pretty normal run. Alright, I'll see you around. Oh wait.